Hello, welcome back. It's Geekonomics. We are back. Marc and Bryon here to talk to you about all things going on in the world of nerd. How you doing, Bryon? How's things with you? How has your week been?
Doing good, Mark. And I've noticed that you didn't choose a background.
No, I decided to go background bus. Even though Zoom has a new thing, because it says it knocks down your video quality.
Right.
I have a feeling it's going to make the edit longer if I put a background on it. So I didn't want to.
This is very true.
Yeah.
Doing good, Mark. I am pumped. I'm excited for this Sunday's Manchester Comic and Toy Convention.
Yes.
It's this Sunday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Admissions, $5. Kids 10 and under are free. And it will be held at the Army Navy Club at 1090 Main Street, Manchester, Connecticut. We're going to have toys, comics, collectibles, and I believe if he's done it every time, there will be a cosplay contest. I believe
that's true. Yes.
Yeah, go to the Facebook. You can search on Facebook. A bunch of artists. Matt Ryan will be there,
Yes.
among other people. Every show he's done so far, this is now going on his third, has been really good. It's been a great time. He always has a different rotation of people, local artists. It's a great time. So if you need something to do this Sunday with the family, come on down.
Yeah, or if you're looking for something to do on Saturday, and speaking of Matt Ryan, he'll be at the Brickhouse Comics and Collectibles Warehouse, which is located in Meriden, Connecticut at 387 South Colony Street. The guys over there will be having Matt Ryan in to visit the Brickhouse Comic, Toy, and Pokemon show this Saturday from 8 to 4 p.m. He's going to have copies of the new book, Brenda, issue 1.
I got myself issue 1.
Yeah, he has 3 different versions of Brenda, the Frost Giant Babysitter. That's the full name of this book. He has the original version. He has a special CliffCon cover, which looks like an old Marvel cover.
Yeah.
And he has a sketchbook cover, which is really cool looking. So I suggest checking that out. It's an all ages graphic novella. That's what Matt likes to use, a fancy novella term. Brenda, the Frost Giant Babysitter. Come by, get yours signed and sketched in, because Matt likes to draw on your books when you buy them from. They'll be buying all day. In addition to this, they'll have 20 longs of 70% off keys. I don't know what that means. In addition to
key issues.
Oh, okay. And then in addition to over 50 longs of half price keys. So there you go, kids. They're taking a ton of new comic, toy, and Pokemon collectibles collections, including a massive vintage 70s to 1980s G.I. Joe collection. That's pretty cool. They've restocked their dollar room, and they have a bunch of stuff. They have over 50,000 comics, thousands of half price stuff, hundreds of grails, toys, Pokemon, dollar books, pops, and a whole lot more. So this Saturday, and I think they're going to start doing every other Saturday. They're going to open up the warehouse for you to come and check it out.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. And Matt did do their logo for them. So Brickhouse Comics and Collectibles.
Nice. Well, it's going to be a busy weekend, my friend. Now, are you going to be there Sunday with Matt?
I will not, because I will be at go-karts for the season finale of the Northeastern Champ Kart Series.
Oh,
we'll be wrapping up our season this Sunday. So
wrapping it up.
Yeah. In Pomfret. We have some tight point battles. So if you're not into comics, which I don't know why you'd be here if you're not, but if you're looking for something else to do and you're up in that area and you don't want to travel all the way to Manchester, swing by the go-kart track. Hang out with us. We'll be there.
Nice. And I was wrong. This is Andrew's 4th.
I was just saying, I could have swore it was like there's been more than 3. But
he's done 2, and then the last one.
I've been to 2 of them. I know I missed the last one. I'm going to miss this one. This will be the 4th one.
So this is the second one this year, and he did.
Yes.
He did. Yeah, I think this is his 3rd one this year. I think he did one in the spring and No, one in the spring, one in the fall. Last year he did one in the spring, one in the fall.
Yeah.
So Mark,
Bryon.
We didn't talk. Last time we saw Clerks 3. We gave our review.
Yes.
But we had like a COVID scare, obviously. Someone had
Yes.
COVID, another gave it to someone else. That person gave it to a family
Yes.
member. And
Some
of
people
course,
thought they had it and didn't get it, but acted like they had it. So, stuff like that.
people acted like they had it.
Well, they felt like they thought they were sick, but they weren't. They're just mental.
Sure. Anyway, well,
Hypochondriac, as the kids would call them.
I got my booster and flu shot on Sunday morning.
Yes.
And I knew I had Monday off. So I was like, well, this is good, guys. I felt like absolute garbage yesterday.
Yeah.
So
But you're you always have a bad reaction to these things. I remember you had the same kind of thing when you got the original vaccine. So
yes, I get.
When you told me this, I was like, not surprising.
Yeah, I got fever.
Yeah.
Body aches. I get all the symptoms for a day.
Yes. You get weak in the knees.
That's
when you get pictures of me, so you know how that goes.
Yeah. I slide off chairs. This is weird.
Oh, that's too TMI.
So
very loud outside my window. If you hear a lot of noise, it's the garbage man going by. So.
Oh, I heard a bird, but I thought it was a bird from outside over here.
No, it's the garbage truck's air brakes.
So I go to CVS, and the woman does the 2 shots. And
yes,
the last time I did this, I walked around. I left after 15 minutes, no problem.
Yeah,
but this is first thing in the morning. I didn't have a breakfast. I just had coffee.
So you went. Yeah, you weren't. Yeah, that's not good.
So I
get vaccinated.
I start walking.
You get dizzy.
The room starts spinning.
Oh man.
I sit down right in a little waiting area. I sit down.
Yeah.
I put my head against the wall.
Yeah.
Now I had texted Allison, holy moly.
Holy moly.
Like I'm not like
anything.
Like I'm
treat anything with you.
I'm like an 80-year-old man.
A new candy bar came out to I've fallen and I can't get up. That's the extremes of the holy moly from Bryon.
Well, I texted holy moly. I put my head against the wall and I passed out.
Oh boy. They called an ambulance for you and everything?
No, nobody even noticed.
That's good. Good service. Top-notch service at the CVS.
Well,
just passed out in the middle of the thing.
There's a wall. There's a partition. Nobody could see me because there's a little tiny wall.
Like that scene from Clerks where the guy dies in the bathroom.
I probably looked like I was just sleeping.
Well, that's normal too at the CVS. Just random.
Yeah. Oh, there's a homeless guy sleeping over there. That's what they thought.
Really good haircut, but his beard's really crazy.
Yeah. So I wake up. I've never had the most intense panic in my life when I woke up. I felt
you don't know where you are.
Dude, I was total when that split second waking up was unbelievable. Like
folders in your cup.
Yeah. It was like having all the worst dreams all at once and then waking up in a panic thinking they're all true.
Yeah, you died and you ended up in CVS as your heaven.
Yes, I can't get out.
You're just going to spend the rest of eternity in a CVS.
It's
hell. I think it would have been hell.
It's all the receipts that let you out.
Yeah, you just get receipts. That's all you can do.
So anyway, I looked at my phone and it was like almost over 10 minutes I had passed out.
That's not good.
No.
You tell anybody before you left?
All I thought when I woke up, I had an extreme urge to puke. And I didn't want to talk. So
you should have consulted a doctor of some sort.
I got in my car after I felt better.
That's a good idea.
And
you just passed out. You know what you should do? Operate heavy machinery.
Yeah, I know. I just went home. And Allison's like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like,
"Are you get my text?"
Yeah, she goes, "Holy moly!" That was it. That was
you know what I meant.
Holy moly! She goes, "I don't know what the hell that meant."
That's gonna be a thing from now on. We're just gonna text Allison "Holy moly" randomly, just to harass her. Holy moly! Nothing. Moly. No other info whatsoever.
Well, I had a puke, but I held it and I didn't puke. But when I got home, I had the D. I ran to the bathroom. Then I just laid in the bed for a couple hours until I was feeling better. But man, it was intense. It was intense.
That's why you should have someone go with you.
From now on, Allison's like, I'm going with you anytime you get a shot. I'm
Yeah.
like, please do. Please.
Or eat food before you get a shot. Like that was your first mistake.
I think that's what it was, because the last time I had a spell, I passed
Your
out.
blood sugar was low.
I didn't eat.
Yeah.
And I had to give blood, and you have to fast. And I was like, I can't do that. I have to have something.
Yeah.
And I passed out on the nurse, and I spilled my blood everywhere.
On her?
Dude, it was bad.
Was she trapped under you?
No.
Oh, gotcha.
I'm
you passed out on the table that you were on.
No, I'm in a chair. She has a little tiny table on wheels with vials of blood.
Yeah.
And obviously other people that have given blood. Yeah. And she's drawing my blood, and the room just spun, and I just passed out, and I knocked the needle out. My blood broke on the ground. I woke up on the gurney with her slapping me in the face. It was pretty bad.
Again, another one of your fantasy.
No, that was horrible. That was like my early 20s. And ever since then, I've had a fear of needles.
You just have low blood sugar issues. That's what that is.
I don't like giving blood, but I was just getting a shot.
I don't give blood either. I have the theory that if God wanted me to give blood, he would either cut me or I would cut myself. And that's me giving blood. Or God would have put a tap on your body so you can give blood to people.
But see, unfortunately, as we get older, we have to get
I don't do needles. I don't do needles. Yeah, I don't do needles very well. I'm very bad at the giving blood situation.
I start hyperventilating the moment I see that needle.
I tell every time I give blood, I let them know, like, just so you know, I'm really bad at this. So I'm gonna close my eyes. I want to pinch myself, and you can do whatever you need to do, but just don't talk to me. Don't tell me about it. Just do it.
Yep.
And they're like, okay, thanks for the heads up. like I'm not good. If I see the needle, I can't do this today and I'll be back. But as long as you don't let me see the needle or anything, I'm good. Because I know it's not like a fear, it's all in my head. And there's nothing really gonna happen to me, but it's like, no.
Yeah, I know. I hate
needles. Yeah.
Well, that was my.
There's your PSA from our show today, kids. If you're going to get a vaccine or any other shots, make sure you have eaten some food beforehand.
Yes.
If you're going with low blood sugar, there's a good chance you're going to pass out.
Go with a buddy too.
Or go with a shot buddy.
Yeah. So, that was I'm boosted. I got my flu shot.
Like we got our first boosters. Claire and I went together, and we both got our boosters at the same time. Like she got hers earlier in the day and I went later in the day. When I went for mine, she was like, this isn't a good idea. We shouldn't have got this the same day. I'm like, I told you not to do it the same day. And she's like, I'm not good. I'm like, this is not good. What if I'm not good?
I know.
How are we getting home?
Exactly.
That was fine. And she was like, okay, you can drive. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
So I did the same thing. I got flu in one and booster in the other.
Yeah. I just wanted to get it over with, but man. Whew.
Yeah.
Well, now listen, it's like if we have another COVID scare,
you're boosted.
I'm boosted, and the last time I was boosted was back in November of last year. So we're going a year now.
So I'm due for a booster too.
I feel comfortable.
I got to get my booster and flu shot soon. That's the next.
Yeah. But
I'll make sure to have a snack beforehand because I want to
make sure Claire goes there.
Walgreens or something.
Make sure Claire's there.
Just cover it in NyQuil. You'll be fine.
Bring a shot buddy.
Yeah. Just make sure you cook it in NyQuil. You'll be good.
NyQuil? What are you talking about?
You ever heard about the NyQuil challenge?
No.
I had to put a thing out telling kids not to cook chicken in NyQuil because it was like some TikTok challenge.
I saw that.
Yeah.
TikTok is a waste. It's just like a fucking, it's a word. It's horrible. I don't get it. I don't get it.
It's awful. I refuse to be on TikTok.
Me too. Anytime our friend shares a TikTok, I don't watch it. I don't even know.
Matt Ryan sends me TikToks all the time, and I'm like, I will not watch any of these. You can send them all you want.
Right.
I just won't look at them.
Yeah. I'm never gonna open it on my phone.
I'm not a tiki-taki.
I don't want it on my phone. And if you really want me to see it, just describe it to me.
Yeah. Like I'll hang out with like I've hung out with like Claire's sister's family, Sarah and Jonas and them, and their friend Beth, who's Claire's friend too. You know Beth, she was in the wedding.
Yeah.
Wedding party. But we went to Jonas's birthday, get a like overnight thing, like 2 years ago now. Yeah, something like that. But anyways, we went to Vermont for an overnight thing, and or a 2-night thing, whatever it was. But anyways, so like all they did the whole time was they were just on their TikToks, just sharing TikToks to each other.
Oh my God.
I'm like, you don't even like, they're not even talking to each other.
They're
They
TikToking.
sit and watch screens and just like this all day. It's like,
And that's what kids do now.
this is fun. They're not, they were like in their 40s.
Oh, well, never mind.
I'm like,
I didn't know they were in their 40s.
yes, he was turning 40 and they were like in their late 30s. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is what our world has become.
Yeah. I mean, there's been times
There's a bunch of
where-
people watching stupid people doing 15-second things.
Yeah. I mean, I guess to each their own, I guess. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna judge.
Yeah. I just look at it and it's like, I'm so old. I am
goes
so
with you.
old.
I know. I'm barely just learning Instagram, so
I can't. I have Josh to handle Instagram for everything for the go-kart series. I'm like, I don't have the
bandwidth.
if I could share it from the Facebook post, great. If not, then I don't know. I'm terrible at it.
Right. Totally.
There's a reason why people get hired to do it, because people just don't have
It's a lot of work.
the wherewithal.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of, how'd the library thing go?
But all right, it went all right. I had 5 people show up, which for them was a huge turnout.
Wow.
One of them was Claire, and the other one was Brendan Malone.
Nice.
Yeah, and then 3 other people, like 3 real people.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah, actually, Brendan actually wants to do his own show. And then I had to have the awkward conversation when I got home with Claire about how I knew Brandon.
How's that awkward?
And because I told Claire the story that I didn't know his real name for like years.
Yeah. Well,
And she's like, well, what did you know him as? I said, everyone used to call him Boner. So I just called him Boner. I just thought, I didn't know it was a nickname.
Beaner.
Beaner? Oh,
yes.
whatever.
Boner.
I thought it was Boner.
That's Rich the Bonus. We used to call him.
Oh, okay. So there you go. I knew it was some weird thing. So
I
whatever.
was like, we never
Either
called
way.
him that.
Either way, I didn't know either of their names for a long while. So
You've been calling him Boner? And he's just like,
no, I don't. I just call him Brandon. I don't call him by
Beaner.
that.
We used to call him Beaner.
Yeah, I just call him Brandon because that was.
I
his
mean,
name.
as adults, we don't do that anymore. But yeah.
No. And she's like, "Do you guys call any of your friends by their actual real names anymore?" I'm like, at this point, I don't think so.
We all call each other
like Bryon. I said like, I don't call Francia John.
John, I call Francia.
Hutzel.
Hutzel.
I don't call Hutzel Jeremy.
I call Jeremy Hutzel. But Dan, I call Dan. I mean, a lot of our friends, I still use their first name. I think Hutzel's the only one. I don't know why. I just use his last name all the time.
Well, Francia. I never call him John.
Yeah.
It's very rarely I'll be like, even when I talk to Claire, I'm like, oh yeah. She's like, oh, who went to the thing? I'm like, oh, Francia Hutzel.
Yeah.
I don't call him John. It feels weird to call him John.
Yeah.
I call Bobby Kegler. I don't call him Bobby. Like Mike Dumond. I don't think I've ever called him Mike. Even in high school, I didn't call him Mike. He was just Dumond.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah.
So this week, I was gonna try to watch Andor. I did not. I heard all good things. I'm excited to watch.
It's very good. It's a slow burn. It's not your usual Star Wars.
Well, I heard that's.
But there's other stuff to talk about before that, though.
What? What do we got?
You said you had other stuff to talk about.
I do. I'm transitioning into Andor right now.
Well, no, Andor is the big topic.
But I didn't watch it. So do we really have a big topic today? I don't think we do.
Well, we could talk She-Hulk.
I didn't watch this week's She-Hulk.
Oh, you are the worst. Why do you have a show? Why do I even do this with you if you're not gonna watch anything?
She-Hulk, I forget.
How do I feel like I'm watching everything now and you're not watching anything?
I feel like I'm over She-Hulk. I think I might just wait till the show ends and watch the last episode. I don't know. That last episode was so bad.
It just wasn't it was just a filler episode.
This one had Mr. Immortal in it.
Mr. Immortal, yeah, it was good. This one was good.
It was good.
Yeah.
All right.
It was funny.
All right.
Well, it had this like that thing where she's at the wedding.
I know about it. Yeah, there's a wedding.
Yeah.
But Daredevil hasn't shown up yet, which is weird.
No.
They
hint at it.
Well, the last episode they hinted at it.
Yeah. Well, this way it wasn't like anything obvious, but you know.
There's 3 episodes left, right?
Yes, there's 9 episodes.
Okay. So yeah, I'll watch that one in this week. Next show we report, I'll be caught up.
And you gotta watch Andor.
And I gotta watch Andor. Nope. Andor, they're like 40 minutes apiece.
Yes.
I heard the first 3 feel like almost like a little mini movie.
Yes. They could have probably gotten away with 2 episodes and they just made them like an hour long each. We would have been fine. There's stuff that could be cut.
Well, how did you like it?
It's good. It's just not like you can't go into it thinking it's going to be Star Wars. It's a story set in the Star Wars universe.
That's what all Star Wars shows are.
But this one's not like you don't have like stormtroopers and laser fight and like laser gun battles and spaceships and dogfight. It's not like that kind of Star Wars.
Yeah, this is about the rebellion, the beginning of the rebellion, right?
It's like on the ground Star Wars. It's like very early on in the rebellion.
Right.
A lot of talking. No real like empire, like no stormtroopers. It's like a company that is under the empire. It's like a mining or like corporation. There definitely seems to be like a lot of like they plant a lot of seeds for like a deeper story, which we all know what the end story is, but it's like it's trying to like set those seeds. But it's just it's good. It's just you gotta like go into it knowing you're not gonna get like the usual Star Wars stuff.
Right. I mean, I think if you've seen Rogue One, you kind of know what you're getting into.
Even Rogue One had a lot of at the end, had more of like a regular Star Wars.
Well, it had the big battle.
Yeah, and there was like stuff in the middle and stuff too of stuff. There was a lot more like usual Star Wars stuff.
It was more dramatic, serious.
Yeah.
A lot of that kind of typical.
This is a grittier, like more, I don't know how to say, more adult version of Star Wars.
Which I'm all for.
Like there's implied sex scenes. There's some swearing, like really low rent swearing, like bastard.
Ooh, bastard.
Yeah, the first time they ever said bastard in Star Wars.
Can they say bastard in space?
I guess so, because they did.
Ooh, you bastard.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I'm excited to watch it. I'll watch it this week. I'll be caught up. We'll talk about She-Hulk and everything. So like She-Hulk, I forget every week it's out.
You know what the comparison I would say, the good comparison for Andor. Think of it as like Star Wars is like an American show. Then Andor is a British show set in this universe.
What?
You like British shows, a lot more talking, a lot more exposition.
Yeah.
A lot more of that kind of thing. It's like that. It's like more of a British show where it's a lot more drawn out, like storytelling as opposed to American TV storytelling where it's just here's what's happening, here's how it's resolved, moving on to the next thing.
All right. Well, storytelling it's called.
Yeah.
Real storytelling. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. I've heard all the good things, so I'm excited to watch it.
It'd be fun to hear your review of it next year.
Next week. I'm gonna watch it this week. I know. I'm so behind, man. I don't know.
You are so behind. It's not even funny.
I get like
You make doing this show tougher and tougher each week with the amount of shows you're behind on.
I know. I'm horrible. I'm really horrible.
I have so many things I need to discuss, and I can't talk about any of it.
All right. Well, we'll be talking about Andor next week. I'll have 4 hours of
It's not like this. It's not like this medium is like a time-sensitive medium or anything. Where like, if you're going to review things, you want to like review them when they come out or anything. You don't want to wait weeks and weeks and weeks until everyone's talked about it already, and then you're the last person to discuss it. You don't want to do that at all. But
I know. I'm horrible. Did you watch the Munsters movie?
no, why? It looks terrible.
Yes, it does look bad.
It's like Zack Snyder directed it.
It looks bad. How is Game of Thrones?
I'm behind on Game of Thrones. That's the one show I'm behind on.
Is Claire watching it with you?
Yes, that's why we're behind.
Oh, finding time to watch with her?
No. Well, here's the issue I have with Game of Thrones. I know why they did it, because it's like, if you're not a football fan,
football is
something to watch.
Yeah.
But football is the same night, the same time.
Oh.
So
you have to watch it during the week. That's all.
Yeah. But just finding time during the week, we're not watching other things.
Right. Totally.
But now she wants to watch the Jeffrey Dahmer show.
So do I. I want to watch the Jeffrey. Me and Allison were on the fence, but then we heard.
I heard it's traumatic, and I heard it's rough, so I don't want to see it.
Yeah, so we might watch that. Like the one thing I did watch, me and Allison watched 3 hours of Law and Order. It was amazing. So good.
I knew it. I told Claire. She was like, "What's this Law and Order thing?" I'm like, "I don't know what it is, but I know Brian's watching every second of it. He loves his Stabler."
We watched all 3.
I bet you Brian was traumatized. I still would have, like, all the news came out about this big things happened on the first part of the Stabler breaks down during the Law and Order.
I don't know.
Brian's probably crying right there along Stabler.
He didn't break down. It was
tricked his informant into getting killed.
Oh, well, yeah, his informant gets killed, which is sad, but whatever. We barely knew the guy. It was the first time meeting him. He wasn't even in last season, so I didn't give a shit. But
heartless bastard.
It was still good. It was good.
That actor spent all of 20 minutes learning that part.
Well, we watched all 3 episodes.
Speaking of new shows.
Yeah.
Which we weren't, but I'm changing the subject because I don't want to talk about Law and Order anymore.
That's fine.
On Hulu, I have a show for you.
Yes.
Reboot.
I watched the first 2 episodes. I'm over it. I don't know. It was all right.
It's quirky, funny, and I like it.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. I did watch the first episode. I liked it. I watched the second episode, and then I was just kind of like, I don't know.
You've been very finicky in your old age.
I think I have been. Yeah.
You need to cut the beard off and get rid of all the anger and angst.
No, I mean,
like you're trying to find a place for all that misplaced angst from your childhood.
It's a good show. Just I don't know.
You couldn't go to Everclear at the Big East. Now you're like mad at the world.
That's what it is. I couldn't go to Everclear.
I didn't get to see Everclear for free.
No. I didn't want to see Everclear. I've already seen them when I was a teenager. But yes, Reboot. I mean, listen, it is a good show. I watched the first 2 episodes. I was like, yeah, all right.
Yeah.
But great cast. Listen, I mean, great cast. There are some great moments and there's great writing. Just, I don't know. Maybe I'll wait till it ends and continue and check it out again. But it kind of like, I was like, all right, it's cool. But just, I don't know. I'm not feeling it right now. Maybe I'll rediscover it some other time. But I did like how it, the whole, it's like family Full House, rebooting like a Full House type of show. Yes. But great cast. And Paul Reiser, man, nobody talks about how Paul Reiser is having like a reinvigorated career recently. He's like in everything. He's in The Boys season 3. He's in Stranger Things. He's in Reboot. Guy's everywhere. And he's so good. He's so good. But yeah, Reboot, like it's a good show. Just, I don't know. I'm not feeling it right now.
Yeah.
It's my angsty beard.
I liked it.
That's awesome.
It was all right. It wasn't like anything fantastic, but I was like,
Right.
oh, this is cool. I'll watch this.
It's sort of like yeah, I mean, that's what I would say. It's like a filler show. It's like it's just something to watch.
I in my head I was watching the first episode, which first off, I was like, wow, Johnny Knoxville's pretty good as not Johnny Knoxville when he's like his acting is pretty good. And it's got like a lot of the weird, quirky character actors in it, which is kind of fun.
Yeah.
Like the girl from Reno 911 who plays the mom. So I was like, oh, this is pretty good. And like it's like a nice palate cleanser. Like a nice little, something to watch now that What We Do in the Shadows is done for the season.
Oh my God, I know. Such a great that final episode was so good.
Yes.
It's great to have Carl Robertson back.
Yes.
Oh my God. When he came back, Allison cheered. We're like, what? He's finally back. I was kind of getting sick of him being a kid. I was like, when are they going to get him back?
That was awesome, though. It was so good.
When he became a teenager, that was good.
Yeah.
That's so good.
He's a little angsty.
Oh my God. And then he keeps hitting the wall and he finds his secret room. And then he's
been trying to do this whole time, was trying to find his room that told him all of his story.
And then he's reading it and his hair starts falling out. Oh my God. So good.
Dude. He's with the glasses on so you can read and everything. I was like, oh man.
I love that show. It stinks that show comes out in the summertime because I think it's like a great show to be out in October, September, October.
It would be a better, like another like month back of releasing it would be perfect because it would go right into the Halloween season.
Yeah, I kind of feel like it's
like it misses its. Seems like FX has that issue with a lot of things though. Whoever's running FX doesn't do a very good job of releasing shows. Speaking of people who don't do a very good job of releasing shows, Amazon canceled Paper Girls.
I haven't finished it. I had a feeling it was going to be canceled.
Yeah.
Nobody was talking about it except for us.
Well, the issue is, and it was in the article that I read about them announcing the cancellation, like Variety, it was the article and everything. And even the people who were like the producers and the production company that did it were like, how are we supposed to compete with the Lord of the Rings promotions? Like they promoted Lord of the Rings like crazy and put us out like right before that came out. It's like we had no chance.
Now, how is Lord of the Rings going? Are you still watching that?
It's picking up. It's getting better.
It's getting better? How
well, it was a lot of. It's a lot of at the beginning. It's a lot of separate stories going on, and now it's finally getting to the point where the stories are starting to connect together.
Yeah,
into one big story. So, I have a feeling it's going to get better.
Yeah,
there's not been a lot of like fighting and stuff. It's a lot of just like who's doing this, where's this person, what's this person
now
doing and things. It's very.
I know it's interesting that you're watching this because I know you don't like Lord of the Rings.
I didn't dislike the Lord of the Rings. Kylie loves Lord of the Rings.
So have you seen the Lord?
I've seen all of them. So I just like not like a super huge fan. I'm more of a fan of The Hobbit, the original Hobbit, the cartoon version.
Yeah.
Like I got into that when I was younger.
Me too. Yeah.
And then I just kind of like nothing else came out after that. So I kind of fell out of it. Which is why I didn't really get into Dungeons & Dragons or anything. But now that I'm in Dungeons & Dragons again with you guys, I'm watching the show. The reasoning behind me watching the show.
I know, it was weird.
The character I'm going to be playing in our campaign, I'm loosely basing off the main character in this. Because it's a female character. So I'm trying to find, I'm researching how like a strong female character would play in this universe. And this seemed like a good way to research that.
Yeah. Are you enjoying the show?
Yeah. I am.
Even though you're not like, because I don't know who any of those people were.
Well, you don't need to, because the only people that are actually in
It's
the
the
real
main
Lord of
girl
the
and the
Rings,
guy.
the main girl and the guy, the two elves are the only ones that make it like live long enough to make it into the other one because they're elves and they live forever. So you don't really need to you have to know you don't have to know really anything because they do a lot of explanation on where you're going, like the Lord of the Rings, like the Game of Thrones show.
Yeah.
They give you a lot of background on each thing, so you're not having to know a lot. So
Now you
like
have like 5 characters, right?
No, but I picked one.
I still have to make my background for my one character.
John did mine for me.
He did mine for me too. And I said, well, I might change that.
Well, I might change a little bit, but with everything that's been going on,
You're right.
and he was sick and had time to do it. So
yeah.
he was homesick, just sitting at the house by himself. So he was like, I'll do it. I was like, okay, great.
He texted me and I gotta I might just be like, okay, this is fine. Or I might tweak it a little bit.
I might tweak it a little bit here and there, but I'm basically gonna go with what he did. I was like, if you know better about this stuff than I do, so
yeah. I mean, it's hard when we have to create 5 characters to begin with. It's really hard to really be like,
well, because I told him too, I said this is the one character I had no background for. I'd done backgrounds for the other 4, but everyone already picked characters like those 4. So I didn't want to double up or be close to another person's character. So I was talking to John about it, and I was like, as the end of the game was happening, I was like, what do you think I should do here? And he's like, I would say go with this character, even though it's a total departure from what you would usually play. I said it might be more fun for you to be able to try this out. So I was like, all right. Yeah, because it's a female character, but she's a changeling, so she could be basically anybody.
yeah.
So I can play basically any person I want to play as we go along. So
Well, I'm gonna have today I have to go to work, but I'm gonna look at mine. And
yeah,
I know we're gonna be playing in a few weekends.
we are.
The 15th.
The 15th, yes, it's coming up quick.
And just a couple days ago on our podcast feed, Bobby had put out the latest of our D&D adventure.
Yes.
Season 3, episode 0, preface part 4. It's a lot of numbers.
Which I think is the last part of the preface.
Is this from the first session? No.
I don't know. I've only listened to a little bit of the first one.
I've listened to this one yet.
I've told Bobby the reason. I don't like listening to myself. I don't mind. I like doing the shows, but I don't like watching myself or hearing myself.
Well,
because I always think I'm what an idiot. You could have said this instead. Like the stuff I think about after we do this show.
Yeah.
Oh, we should have talked about that, or I forgot to talk about that. That's all I think about when I watch anything I'm in.
Fair enough. Well,
I don't even like watching things like back when we did Stafford and I used to direct. I would never watch the races afterwards because I'd be like, oh, you made a bad cut there. You should have went here, knowing what the race ended up as. Oh, you should have went and followed this thing. You would have had this. You missed this because. So I just, as soon as it's done, it's gone.
Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, I listened to it just to refresh me where the story is, but
yeah,
it's a great job. It comes out great. I can't wait to listen.
Oh, they're great. I listened to a little bit of the first one because Bobby asked me to. And I was like, all right, I'll do it, but I'm not gonna like it. But no, he does a very good job. He adds his own little commentary and stuff and all that, and sound effects and everything. So
yeah, well done. I love it.
Yeah, it's very well done.
Excited to listen to this one, Bob. I know he's listening right now.
Yeah.
Our biggest fan, Bobby Kegler.
Yeah, biggest fan. The kegs and eggs, everybody.
The kegs and eggs.
The kegs and eggs are here.
So the one show I'm very, very excited for is The Last of Us trailer dropped yesterday on Outbreak.
Yes, it did.
Back in the day before the pandemic, The Last of Us had a thing called Outbreak Day, which was September 26th. That's the day everything goes to hell in that universe and the game. But because of the pandemic, they had changed it to Last of Us Day. And the trailer.
Good idea. Probably a good idea.
The trailer is amazing. I've watched it numerous times.
Oh, is that why the trailer came out yesterday then?
Trailer came out yesterday.
Is that why it came out yesterday? Is because of gotcha. Okay.
They usually release different merchandise and different things every year.
Gotcha.
The Hank Williams song was awesome, and just
This is
captured the
gonna be
feeling.
for me in the same vein as Uncharted is. Like, this is a PlayStation only game,
Yes.
so I don't know anything about it because I don't have a PlayStation. So
Yeah,
I'm gonna go totally blind.
Yes, the show is meant for it's just going to be presented. You know,
I understand that they're not gonna be like expecting you to know things from the video game, but I mean, it'd be like the people who didn't have an Xbox or didn't play Halo,
right,
wouldn't really know if there was anything different in
from the Halo show. Yeah.
So,
but I mean, the pedigree behind the show, you have the people behind Chernobyl, which was fantastic.
yes,
And they're big fans of the game themselves. Neil Druckmann,
Mando's in it, so
Neil Druckmann, the writer and director of the game, he is producing, and he actually directed some episodes. You have Pedro Pascal, which is just phenomenal. You have the girl playing Ellie from Game of Thrones as well.
yes.
And it just looks, they show the clicker and it looked really good. So comes out next year. I'm so hyped. I'll just keep watching this trailer.
So
it drops.
give me a little spoiler-free preview of what the story's about.
Elevator pitch is this. You have a day where everything like a zombie apocalypse, but there is spores and people start turning into these creatures that are called clickers. They're not zombies. They're sporish, like their heads start kind of like poofing out and they look
like
really grotesque.
Demogorgons.
Yeah, very close to that.
I did see that one where it's like in the hole at the end
Yeah.
of the trailer. It's got like the thing on its face.
Yeah. And
like the starfish thing from Suicide Squad, where it jumps on your face and attaches to your face and like animates your body.
I mean, if you breathe in the spores or you get bit, you will turn. Once it gets into your bloodstream, that's it. You're done.
So it's like a different thing than zombies.
Yes, and basically
it's like zombies, but not zombies.
Right. It's their own take on the whole genre.
Yeah.
And then Pedro Pascal plays Joel, and he has a series of events that happen. And I'm sure they'll go flash forward when the military comes in, they lock down everybody.
Yeah.
There's a group of fireflies that are trying to get people out of these camps and away from the militarization of everything, and trying to find a better life for people who don't want to be trapped in their apartment by these military people.
Yeah.
And Ellie plays this girl who is cargo. Joel is told, you have to bring her to point A to point B.
Yeah.
And we're not going to tell you, she's just cargo. We're not telling you why. And a bond is created between the two, and you find out more. And I don't want to spoil anything more. That's really, it's a very simple story, but it's so well done that it's like one of those the simplest of the stories just somehow just works so well. So he's got to bring her to point A to point B, and an adventure awaits. So.
And then the sequel to this come out in the video game form recently.
Yeah, just last year or 2020, Last of Us Part 2 had came out. Yeah.
Was that as good as the original one?
I love them both. I'm a huge fan of both games. I think
surprising.
In my video game, because I much rather game than watch TV.
As noted by how you're so far behind in every show that's on television.
Yes. and I've been playing games.
Yeah.
In my opinion, Last of Us goes in my probably top 5 video games of all time. Last of Us Part 2 is in the top 10. And I think the writing on these games is like phenomenal. It's like top notch. Like the story is just so good. It's like playing a movie or it's like playing an HBO show. You're getting pristine television. You're getting a pristine video game. Some games have great gameplay and the writing's okay.
Yeah.
Some games have amazing stories and the gameplay is just The Last of Us, I always felt was a good combination of both, but the writing
will be interesting because I'm going to go into this not knowing anything. So
so just enjoy it for what it is.
Yeah.
But it looks phenomenal. I'm very, very excited. And we talked about this last week.
Hacker.
The GTA 6 hacker, 16-year-old who lives in the UK. There's a whole group of them. They caught the main one. Come to find out, he was behind the Uber hack and the Microsoft hack. The FBI, things aren't going to be going good for him. And there's others involved, but this was huge in the gaming world. One of the biggest hacks of all time, really. But they caught one of them out of who knows how many more are behind this. And I'm trying to think if there's anything other major news that happened in the last week.
Well, did you hear the story behind the Final Destination 6? Did you hear the crazy way how the directors got the job?
What are you talking about? Destination 6?
Final Destination. You know those movies?
Oh, yeah.
They're making a new one.
I had no idea.
They're the directors were the same guys who directed the sci-fi thriller Freaks from 2018.
Yeah.
So what they did is they faked their own deaths during the Zoom pitch. Like literally, like went through all the work of having things happen to them where they died.
I'm confused.
So,
the original movies or this new one?
No, the new one. The two
All right.
directors from the sci-fi thriller Freaks, Zach Lipovsky and Adam B. Stein, were doing their Zoom pitch to the New Line executives and their producers. So they were just pitching what they were going to do with the movie, like what their plans were, what they would, things they're going to do.
Yeah.
And towards the end of the call, the fireplace situated behind the two directors became engulfed in flames and the mantle began burning, putting an urgent pause on proceedings. The filmmakers quickly extinguished the blaze, much to the relief of the people in the meeting, and they were joking about it. But the chaos continued when an overhead ceiling fan came crashing down and decapitated one of the directors.
Oh my God.
The tension there was immediately lifted as the executive producers realized that they were both fine and pulling a stunt. They reportedly used a combination of pre-recorded footage and visual effects to create an action-packed scene, which thrilled the producers, and big ups at the New Line. And off that, they got the job.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, hey, people have done some wacky things with Zoom. Like someone recorded and made it their background where they're sitting talking to someone, and then it shows them walking in from another room, handing them a drink, and then leaving.
Yes, I've seen that one. That was good.
That was really good.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And then you hear this other one, which I just saw an hour ago on IGN. It's been posted that your favorite Halloween location, Spirit of Halloween, is putting out its own movie.
I heard.
Spirit Halloween will be in limited theaters starting September 30th and released on demand October 11th.
I will not be watching that. Spirit basically takes on the carcasses of old businesses.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
Like we have one right now that's in the old Sears in the Eastfield Mall right now.
Yeah. Dude, the Eastfield Mall, that's a husk of a mall.
Yes. Actually, they've like turned it into like a vendor fair. They do like a weekly vendor fair in the parking lot.
In the parking lot or in the old?
No, in the parking lot.
How come they don't do it in where the markets work?
Because they've taken some of the vendors from that, have then purchased locations inside the mall. So it's like a perpetual like flea market kind of thing.
Wow. Crazy.
Yeah.
Well, Marcus, we have anything else?
Here's the story of Spirit Halloween before we go.
Yeah.
Christopher Lloyd.
What?
Christopher Lloyd is the main person in this.
Oh, God.
Plays Alex Windsor, who drives orphanage workers and inhabitants of Sacred Heart's home for wayward children off their land for business purposes, well before it becomes another Spirit of Halloween establishment.
Alex Winter sounds like a D&D
Windsor.
Alex Windsor sounds like a
Yes.
D&D character Jeremy would make.
Yes. In modern times, Jake, who's played by some actor, is facing that pivotal diversion between middle school and high school, where he still wants to collect candy while trick-or-treating, but Too Cool Carson, played by some other person, and Go Along Bo, played by Jaden Smith, decline on account of kitty behavior. Jake is desperate to keep their Halloween traditions alive, so he suggests spending the night in a local Spirit Halloween pop-up where they get trapped by the cursed, unresting spirit of Christopher Lloyd's character.
Oh, my God. I thought you were going to say the spirit of an old Best Buy or Kmart or something.
No, that's Ocean State, the movie.
Ocean State, the movie, yeah.
Takes the place of old defunct stores like Best Buy or Toys R Us. Yeah.
Interesting.
This will pop up during Freeform's 31 Nights of Halloween.
Oh, you know what I gotta watch? I gotta see if
Hocus
Hocus
Pocus 2
is any good.
I'm gonna say no.
Confession time. I saw Hocus Pocus 1 for the first time last year and I liked it.
Confession time. I knew that because we talked about it on the podcast.
Yeah, probably.
And I made fun of you because it's the first time you'd seen it.
Oh, confession time. I said this last week, but man, I have to watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine every morning now. I love that show. It's really great. It's on Comedy Central from like 7 to 8:30.
Yeah.
So I try to watch at least 2 or 3.
Syndication, baby. Syndication.
Yeah. And I love the heist episodes.
Andy Samberg will be making money for years off that show.
Yeah, it's a good show. This is old man rant right here. So
as opposed to the rest of the podcast.
So Peacock has decided now all NBC shows, if you want to watch them next day, you can't do it on Hulu anymore. You have to have Peacock.
Yes.
Oh, what pissed me off. So
you miss your Law and Order, you're gonna have to wait.
So now I re-upped my Peacock.
You can watch Law and Order.
But if I want to watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine, like if I want to watch it on demand, I can't watch it on Hulu anymore. SNL, I always watch on Sunday. I can't do that on Hulu anymore.
I mean, after last season and the amount of people who left, who's going to watch Saturday Night Live anymore anyway?
Me. I always watch Saturday Night Live. Doesn't matter. I'm a Saturday
I have a feeling this is one of the last seasons of Saturday Night Live.
No. This is Lorne Michaels just said it's one of those years where they're getting the new cast.
Lorne Michaels is 77 years old. How much longer do you think he's going to be producing this show? Once he leaves, that show's gone.
He said he has no plans on retiring.
Well,
And we have the 50-year anniversary coming up soon.
I think after that they'll be done.
No, the show will live on, unless Lauren Michaels will probably pick someone, but I don't know. I am a SNL loyalist. I will watch it until
You're one of the few. You're one of the few.
It still gets good ratings. It's still going.
Well, I mean, it doesn't have any competition on Saturday nights. I mean,
I don't know. I love SNL.
It's a genius
better or worse
placement of a show. So,
but anyway, I can't freaking Peacock. So I had to re-up my Peacock. It's like, it's ridiculous. God damn streaming services.
it is one of the advantages of having cable still,
Well,
is that you don't have to pay for Peacock.
yeah, you could DVR.
Yeah.
But I have live streaming on Hulu, and I recorded those episodes and they wouldn't show up.
See, that's a sneaky thing there.
Yeah. A lot
See,
of
we have the Fubo, where it's the same. It's like streaming Hulu, but it's just actual like cable, but it's over the top as opposed to having a contract. Like you can pay, you cancel at any time, kind of thing.
So can I. I don't have a contract.
But I mean, it's like it's like your cable, but it's not like the Hulu thing where it's
Hulu streaming. App. It's the same thing. It's like
but Fubo is its own app separately. I'm saying from Hulu. I'm saying so it's like the same as Hulu Live, but it's just there's no other like backlog of stuff that you can watch, kind of thing. You know what I mean? It's not like Hulu where it has like its own programming and such.
I have everything in one place, which I like.
Yeah.
But now that everybody is like, I'm taking my toys and going home.
Yeah.
Oh God, it's like I don't want to pay for more. Like, what I will do though is after SNL and Law and Order ends in May, I'll just cancel Peacock for the summer. That's good.
Yeah.
I'm happy I can do that at least. So.
Yeah.
But still, I'm like, come on, guys. This is we're getting.
It's the a la carte thing. Everyone's gonna have their own thing. You're gonna have.
We already do, Mark.
Everybody as many apps. Like I was having the conversation with like people from work and stuff, and it's like it's getting to the point where it's gonna be, you're gonna be paying as much as you would be paying for your cable back in the day, just having 20 different apps that do the same thing.
Well, in a way, you're absolutely correct. We are probably between internet service and apps, we are probably paying maybe under, but we can cancel. But if I just had a cable box, I would still have to get certain streaming to watch certain shows. So I was paying way more. So having just these a la carte might add up to a basic cable package, but I'm getting what I want. Whereas if I had to pay for cable and a DVR box, but then on top of that, I had the Netflix, I had the HBO, then I'm paying even more. So I agree.
It's kind of a shell game.
Everybody wants their piece of the pie.
Yeah, it's kind of a shell game if you think about it. If you really think about it and like map it out, it's all a shell game. It's like a whole, when you could have just, we all had it at one point. We all had cable. We all paid a monthly fee and got all this stuff on one place.
Well, then Netflix came out.
All these places started having their own things, and now they're going to go to all having it where you can only watch this show on this app and this show on this app, like we're doing now, and you got to go to this app to watch this one.
Yeah.
And everyone's charging $15 to $20 a month now.
Well, I mean,
to have it.
It's $5. I mean, it's not 50. I mean, Netflix is the only one that paid. HBO and Netflix are the most expensive. But I mean, Peacock is $5.
Yeah. Disney's, but if you had cable, you get the HBO Max for free because you have an HBO. But you pay $10 a month for it.
But I don't get cable. Disney. I wouldn't get Netflix. I wouldn't get Disney.
But you have them. They wouldn't be. You wouldn't get them for free, but you can get like now. Like Cox has it, and I know Comcast has it, where you have all the apps available through your cable box. You can get to it through your cable box.
Yeah, but you still have to pay for a subscription.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying you don't have to have a separate product to access all those things.
Luckily,
it's gonna come to a point where cable, you won't have a cable box per se. You'll just go in, it'll have like an app that you open up.
Well, I mean, everybody else
on your
does it.
television.
I don't know why,
Yeah.
but cable loves the boxes.
Yeah. Well, because it has to go through the cable wire.
Yeah,
But the
Hulu
boxes are going to get smaller and smaller.
does have a package where you can get Disney and ESPN. So I have Disney
Yes.
through that. So
The
I'm
bundle.
not paying more for
Because
Disney.
Disney owns Hulu, so
Yes, they have the biggest
Yes.
share in Hulu.
yes.
But yeah. Oh, curses.
Yes.
Anywho, it's been a
Yeah.
show, Mark.
It's been a show.
Next week we'll talk about Andor. I will catch up on Andor and She-Hulk.
Andor, Bryon won't watch it.
I will. I really want to
We'll
watch.
talk about something else.
I felt like doo-doo yesterday. I would not be able to stay awake. I just kind of was in and out of.
You missed
Sleepy.
my
Sleep.
lame joke there, but that's fine.
What was your lame joke?
Said Andor, Bryon will not watch it, and we'll talk about something else.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. We'll be back next week. Don't forget this Saturday. What's happening?
Brickhouse in Meriden, Brickhouse Comics and Collectibles in Meriden. Matt Ryan will be there for a book signing for Brenda, and also they'll be doing a sale as well. So check that out. And then Sunday in Manchester. These are all on Facebook. You can find them. We'll put them in our
Show notes.
description of the show and everything too as well. And then Sunday, Manchester for the Manchester Comic and Toy Convention. Is that what it's called?
Manchester
Okay.
Comic and Toy Convention.
I can't remember all the names of different things at this point.
10 a.m., 3 p.m., Manchester,
Yes.
Connecticut. And then the big one east of the river at the end of the month.
Yes.
It's going to be
Yes.
a busy month.
It's continual.
Never ends.
Too many shows, in my opinion. But that's a whole nother story for another day. As always, be safe, be good, be kind.
Rewind.
Bye, everybody.